At the other end of the spectrum, we've got adolescents, and what are some of the special dietary considerations we need to have for them? So at this age group, the adolescents are generally, they're staying out late, they're sleeping in, they're skipping their insulin, they're staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning, gaming on various internet games, they're missing meals, and of course there's a heavier influence from their friends. So acknowledge all that, talk about it with them, problem solve the parties, the holidays, and eating outside of the home. Educate and emphasize with them what a healthy routine meals are, and teaching them about my general rule is the more colours on the plate, the better. So if you tell them, if you have a little bit of green from some vegetables, some tomatoes, some cheese, some rice, and a variety of options, that's generally generally healthier. The other thing in this age group is to consider screening for disordered eating. So for people with type 1 diabetes, the other tool they have for weight loss is that if they skip their insulin, obviously that's going to be a way of losing weight. The DEPS-R is a diabetes-specific disordered eating screening tool that takes less than 10 minutes. You can do it in the room with them. They answer questions of how frequently they may do something such as skipping insulin, and it can tell you whether or not they're at risk of disordered eating. High-fat meals or carbohydrate-dense meals, particularly if they started to eat out with their friends. Things like pizza, battered fish or chips, or higher protein and higher fat meals have been shown to increase postprandial blood glucose levels for up to 5 hours after the consumption. So sometimes it's the delayed absorption of the carbs from the higher protein or fat, or it's purely the fat and protein component of it. On a pump, what you can do is you can run a combination or a dual bolus. The literature recommends starting with a 60 or 40% split, so 60% of the insulin up front, the remaining 40% over 3 hours, or trialling a 70 to 30% split. On MDI, what you can do is consider a short-acting or a regular insulin. So for example, this would be your Act Rapid or your Humulin R for the same dose. Because of its longer duration of action, it can just help match the food absorption a little bit better, as opposed to using NovoRapid or Humalog. The other option here is what some people do is they mimic this style of a dual combination bowl. So they may, with the same mathematical amount that they need, they will give 60% or sometimes a little bit extra. They'll give a little bit of insulin up front, and then an hour later give the remaining 40%. Again, that varies. Not everyone is willing to give 2 injections sort of at the start of the meal and an hour after, but they are your different treatment options.